Alright, so at my Twitch live stream last time when I was accepting challenges, I got another challenge from lordofwaffles420, and he is eager to show off his Miror B theme team again, which you might recall last time featuring 5 Ludicolo and 1 Dragonite. Here he has a little more refined, only having 2 Ludicolo and some other Pokemon that Miror B used. I decided to use a Dustbuster based team, but then I realized I only had 2 Dustbusters anymore. So I'm actually just going to be using a rodent-based team, including Dustbuster. So we'll see how it goes. I've not used any of these Pokemon before sometimes, and I don't even know what some of their sets are. In fact, I think this Pachirisu set is supposed to be a doubles Pachirisu, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Anyway, Lord of Waffles is gonna go ahead and lead with one of his Ludicolos. I lead with Dustbuster herself, and I'm just gonna go ahead and trick. So I get rid of that Damp Rock, and I end up giving that thing a Choice Scarf, locking it into Rain Dance, so that's not too shabby. And now Dustbuster can, of course, just run away by using U-turn. So Ludicolo is going to go ahead and switch out into his Armaldo, which is actually pretty interesting because this thing actually can get Swift Swim, despite not even being a water type. And in the rain, it's going to hurt quite a bit. But I do have a Scarf Raichu. Armaldo is pretty slow, so even if you double its speed, I know that I probably will be able to outspeed with a Scarf Raichu, so I'm just going to go ahead and Volt Switch. It actually did a little bit more damage than I thought it would. Armaldo actually doesn't have very special defense, so it makes sense. And I'm just going to go into Romolga, and I am getting the resistance against the X's, but because Romolga is apparently slow as balls, it's still going to die. So, goodbye, Romolga. Nice try. Anyway, so yeah, going to go back to my Roadkill, my Raichu. And, yeah, I'm just going to go for a Thunderbolt now. I'm pretty confident it will be able to take the thing out, seeing how much Volt Switch did. And indeed it does. So Armaldo goes down, and Raichu is actually doing some work. So in comes the Electrode, and this thing is probably just going to set up Rain as well. Because that seems to still be the theme of the team, is a Rain team. I'm going to go to my Pachirisu for reasons. I don't even know why. But he is going to go ahead and set up a Light Screen. So I kind of do want to... force some turns. I mean, this thing could easily, potentially explode, which will allow him to go into anything he wants. So I'm actually just going to keep going for Super Fang in case he does that. Well, actually, if he explodes, my Pachirisu is probably dead, but you get it. He ends up going for the Signal Beam. I'm not entirely sure why, as I just keep going for a Super Fang. And actually, this thing has some weird moveset. Like, it has Covet, and it has, like, a Berry, and I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a doubles Pachirisu, like I said. So I'm just going to keep going for Super Fang because it's my only attacking move, and just in case he switches out. And, you know, I'm wasting turns of his Light Screen and his Rain, so it works out. But yeah, now he's going to go for a Signal Beam yet again, and this one will take out my Pachirisu, which is fine because I believe the Signal Beam, the Rain is done, and I think the Light Screen is done too now, so there we go. It's completely wasted, and I'm just going to go ahead and Volt Switch against this thing. Even though Electrode is one of the fastest Pokemon in Generation 1 and in the games in general, with a Scarf, Raichu will be able to outspeed, and I will go into my Raticate, and this is just a generic, regular old Raticate, and as you can see, I didn't update this Raticate to Generation 7. This is a Generation 6 out of all things, because it has the Toxic Orb instead of the Flame Orb, which is a complete accident, and I already changed it, and it's probably just a rollover from, Generation 6. Before the burn change, so that's kind of annoying. Anyway, so this Pseudo-Wudo thing is actually going to hit Dustbuster Senior pretty hard due to her crit, which sucks. So yeah, I'm just going to go for the Coil, which is kind of what Dustbuster Senior does. Unfortunately, Dustbuster Senior is going to get exploded at, and I did see the normal gem already, so I knew that it was probably coming, but I wanted to show off the Coil, darn it. Oh well, you try Dustbuster. Coil is an extremely cool move that Dustbuster, you gotta believe it, in Gen 6 or Gen 7, one of the two. But unfortunately I can't really make a lot of use out of, because it's kind of frail. But it's okay, its cuteness stat is still the highest. But anyway, I still have Raticate to obviously dish out the damage here with a Guts boosted Facade, as he just goes for a Rain Dance on his Ludicolo. And yeah, he has Rain Dish and all that, and yeah, he does have 2 Ludicolos. So I don't know if this one is the same one from earlier, but I'll go for a Sucker Punch. He does try to go for another Rain Dance, so okay, this is probably the one I gave this Choice Scarf, so he's just setting up the Rain Dance for I don't even know the reason, so I'm just going to go ahead and switch out. And I'm just going to go into my regular old Dustbuster this time, and just going to frisk that Choice Scarf, so I know that's that one, and out goes that Ludicolo into Dragonite. Obviously, the most scary thing on this Miror B theme team. And he goes for the Hurricane, who has perfect accuracy in the rain. Dustbuster takes it like a champ, gets that knockoff, knocking off the Dragonite's Choice Scarf, and I'm just going to go for the return now. And I actually do outspeed thanks to this Dragonite apparently being modest, so that's pretty nice. And yeah, I just go for that return, it does damage, and that Hurricane will take out Dustbuster, but the rain is now gone, and Raticate can come in, who is actually faster than Dustbuster. And I know that this thing can outspeed, and just go for a Facade again to take care of that Dragonite. And down it goes. So his last Pokemon, well, no, his last two Pokemon are two Ludicolos. So in comes this Ludicolo, which is the Choice Scarf one, I believe. And he ends up locking himself in a Protect, which I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to go for a U-turn. If he switches out into his other Ludicolo, it'd be super effective, and then I can get a free switch into Raichu. But no, he's just going to keep going for Protect, and he gets the second Protect naturally. I don't think I've ever gotten a second Protect ever. It's like 50%, so I'm like, okay, he's not going to get another one. Except he does, so there you go. 3 Protects in a row now. If he gets another one, my Raticate is going to die to its own poison, and only because I didn't update this darn set to Generation 7. Thankfully, that 4th one fails. So I'm going to be able to take out that Ludicolo and get the switch in on my Raichu against what is his final Ludicolo. And I'm like, okay, let's just go for the Thunderbolt. It's my strongest move. I'm just going to go for it, see how much I can do. So I don't know what the set of this Ludicolo is yet, so I just go for that. Ends up doing less than half. And he ends up going for the sub, and I'm like, oh, this king could be scary. Thankfully, I know my Thunderbolt will be able to KO, well, get rid of this sub. So I'm going to go for that. It does take care of the sub, and he reveals a Focus Punch. So, yeah, so this is going to be a physical Ludicolo, and it does take out my Roadkill. Thankfully, I did get the static boost on it, though it doesn't really matter, because I know I would be able to outspeed it with Raticate anyway, and Facade will be strong enough to take down this Ludicolo. So, yeah, another fun themed battle there against Lord of Waffles420. Thanks for the interesting match. I must say, I kind of like the 5 Ludicolo variant better, but it's always kind of fun to use Dustbusters and other rodents, I suppose. Raticate and Raichu both did pretty nice work in that match. So today's question of the day is, what is your favorite rodent Pokemon? Any Pokemon that is based off any kind of rodent. There is no wrong answers except for Pikachu. As for me, it's obviously going to be Dustbuster, who is based off of Ferret. Ferrets aren't actually technically rodents, but they're often miscontrived to be, so I'm just going to say it counts. Anything that's like rodent-like will count. So yeah, leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. Later.